Hey, I'm Brian Pleto, creator of Lady Dell, and welcome to Hippies Collectibles.
Excelsior, true believers. Welcome back. I just finished watching Dr. Silver Age. Dr. Silver Age and Shannon, a solid ST4 band video that they do every Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. I'm going to leave their links down below. So every Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They have their little get-together. Everybody comes in, shares all their stories, and see a lot of great books. So I recommend both those channels, especially Dr. Silver Age and Sliver. Why do I keep saying that? Sub, for Christ's sake. Jesus, God. At one time, this room was known as my comic book room. Now it is just known as the Room of Chaos. Every time I go out of my way to put things back together, I pull a whole bunch of stuff out. And over the last few months, since I don't collect my normal runs anymore, I still like to get back issues. And I've been going to a place called Hip Comics. And what's the other one? Sanctumorian is another one. But mostly it's been Hip Comics. Looking around for some, and this is coming off soon, of course. Because a lot of times they got some really good sales, so I've been really lucky the past few months of picking up some really good books. But what I haven't been doing is I haven't been putting them away. They are just stacking up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of books. Having stacks of books that I haven't put away, but I've rebagged them and reboarded them. So I got one thing done, well, 2 things done. And stop your yammering and show them off. My preference is golden, silver, and early bronze. And sometimes you just gotta be patient. Good books come along. And these are from Koch Comics, Forbidden Worlds, number 142. And I'm getting to the point in my life now where I forget more than I can remember, and that kind of sucks. And one of my earliest titles that I really enjoyed was, I still do, is Doom Patrol. And the tag, oh, it is on the book. Holy crap. So this is My Greatest Adventures number 83. Doom Patrol, The Negative Man Goes Berserk. And I'm glad I got a new, I haven't set it up yet, but come out with this stuff. Really? Give me a break. The new media, I'll show it to you. I haven't set it up yet, but it's a professional condenser microphone with patented audio reference companion for crystal clear sound. And it comes with a mini soundboard. And these are books. Actually, I didn't get these from. These are books that I got from my uncle many years ago, but they were in a box where they didn't belong to me. And these are from 1948 and 1950. And this is the first Brownies in Dell Comics. The Brownies, number 192 from 1948. And the later one, 293 from 1950, excuse me. These are so cool. I mean, the Brownies go back to the 1880s, I think. And now, $3 a piece for each one of these. These are another, well, except for this one. And early gold keys. You know what? I'm going to put these in order. Magnus Robot Fighter number 6. I'm only interested in getting the original. I mean, it was what 23 issues, and then they started reprinting them. Robot Fighter number 6. The Robot Fighter number 7. These painted Russ Heath, oh boy, these painted covers, especially with Dell and Gold Key. I mean, I think at this point in these runs, a lot of these covers were a lot better than DC and Marvel comics at the time. And Marvel and DC, of course, had some pretty awesome covers, but these painted covers were just spectacular. And the last one was number 12 from 1965. The other ones were 1964. Come on. See, that's why I'm glad I got this new setup, but I haven't set it up yet, so hopefully it'll sound and picture quality will be much better. And nothing is complete without, of course, they're all on them. Is Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. Okay, this was a little rough around the edges, but it's complete. I don't care. And this is number 5 from 1963. See, back when these books were originally published, I mean, the comic book store, it wasn't a comic book store, actually, it was a newspaper stand, and they had comic books in the back. We didn't have any comic book stores. And they really didn't showcase these books. Mostly they were all Marvel and DC and Harvey. And Harvey was my earliest memory of books that I read, but they weren't books that I purchased. They were books that my father or my uncle, would pick up at the store and get Red Stuff or Spooky or Casper, and my Uncle Buddy had some, really, really awesome comics. Going to the house as a kid, in the closet, there's a big, huge cardboard box full of comic books, and most of them were Dell Tarzans, Comics Illustrated, and he liked Conan the Barbarian too. After I got into Conan, he found that I liked Conan. He gave me like the first 23 issues that he had. So, thanks to Uncle Buddy, I didn't have to pay for number 1 through 23. Number 8, 1964. Number 10, 1965. God, these are so good. These aren't even my favorites yet. There it is, okay. And this is number 13, 1965. And this cover, I remember this book distinctly when I first read it. Oh, man. Number 14. That is just spectacular. Or as Dr. Von Trilla would say, a blazer of a cover. Hell yeah. And the last one, another awesome cover, is number 19 from 1967. Yep. Now I have some horror, but I'm not going to show those in this video, so I'm just going to jump in and go right to my other bags. And these are going to be mostly Dell, I think. Yeah, these are all Dell, except for a couple of mixed-in ones that I recently picked up, so I'll get those out of the way. And back in the 60s, I lived at the outside the New York City area, and we used to go to the Village all the time. And on McDougal Street, there were places that we called head shops, And there was one particular one that was right across the street from the Cafe One. We used to go in there, pick up Rush clips or whatever. But they were also selling comic books, and I was never familiar with underground books, but I have quite a few of them, and quite a few I gave away because I really never gave them a second thought. I read them and go, okay, that's pretty cool, and you give them away. And picked up Zap Comics number 5. It's from 1970. We got Robert Crumb, Robert Williams. I think Robert Williams did the cover on this one. And this is the first printing, 50 cents. Second printing would say 75 cents, and it'll go up to, I think, I forget how many printings there were, but I think the top price was $1.50 on the reprint. But there's one place in the village. I mean, there was a few other places too, but this is the place that we used to go to on McDougal Street. And this is from 1970, number 5. I'll have to pull out the other ones to show you. And a couple of Batmans, a few Batmans. So this is Detective Comics number 284, Sheldon Moldo. Cover and art. Number 284, The Negative Batman. What's a negative Batman? Let me say. Gee, Robin, I don't think we should really do that. We might get in trouble or hurt. I don't know, Batman, you're always so negative. Negative Batman, 10 center. Oh, and another Batman, Detective Comics starring Batman, dead on arrival. Case of the abbreviated Batman. What was that? 1967, number 3. What the hell number is that? 360? 380. 360. There you go, Doc. There's your Purina dog chow checkers. That's what I always, but I used to see these are the things I always thought of Purina dog chow. I didn't think of, you know, racing or anything like that. I just, yeah, that's Purina dog chow. And Batman number 191, Bat Auction. Everything Must Go. From 1967. Yabba dabba doo. And one day I'm going to have the first appearance, but I managed to pick this up for a really good price. Batman number 179, the second Silver Age appearance of the Riddler, 1966. Cool. And all these years I thought I had this book. And when I started going through them a couple of months ago, it was, where the hell is my friggin' Fantastic Four number 45? How could I have all the other ones and certain books and miss? It's like my Strange Tales. I have the full run from when I went to Superhero, which was what, 98 all the way up to I forget what the last issue was, but the only one I'm missing is the first Doctor Strange, number 110. Now, how can I have all of them and not have 110? Well, I think somebody that I knew many years ago, while they were at my apartment, they stole the fucking thing. So this is the first Inhumans and the first cameo of Black Bolt. But Black Bolt is on the cover. Did you know that? Did you know he's hiding right behind that boulder there? You just, you can't, he's right there going, Not kidding. But he appears in the last panel on this. Finally, so happy I got this one. And for the great legend, Rob, you already texted. Here's a really early Popeye. This is number 70 from 1943. Popeye and Wimpy. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Popeye. That's for you, Rob. Now let's get to the Dells. I always like period movies, period comics, Civil War, Revolutionary War, anything has to do period-wise. And one of my favorite comic strips to read on Sunday, and the Daily News, ran it every day, but always make sure we got, my dad always made sure we got the Sunday Daily News. And it always had Prince Valiant on the back. Oh no, second page, and on the front page was always Dick Tracy, and the last story in the back was Dondi, and then you had Gasoline Alley and other ones, Alley-Oop, but Prince Valiant was always one of my favorite characters as a kid too. This is a 4-color, number 650 from 1955. Love these covers. And the movies. Oh, Master of the World. I was always intrigued by the models. The story of a madman who tried to destroy the armies of the world and outlaw war. Master of the World, I think, was originally it was a Jules Verne story, I think, and this is number 1157 from 1961, and it was also a really cool movie. Hey man, I have the movie version of this too, which I think this is the movie version, but a different type of cover. Always cool. And Charlton. My favorite Charlton is strange suspense stories, but I also like monsters. You know, Godzilla, of course. And then there were two others. There was Gorgo and Kanga. Kanga. And this is the return of Kanga. Charlton Comics, 1962, and I want to say Dick Giordano, but I don't know. The return of Kanga. I have all the both Kanga and Gorgo, all the original first runs. I think I have a couple of the second runs too, but and the annual or the king size version of it. But these were always cool too. And a character that my Uncle Buddy really enjoyed, outside of Tarzan, which he had, gave me a huge run of Tarzan, Dell Comics and Gold Key, back in the mid-70s or early 80s, somewhere around that era. But it was also because of him that I became a Turok fan. Because we all know he was born Turok. And this is from 1956. This is number 4. Painted covers were so awesome. Turok, number 9, 1957. I think Turok was my first introduction to dinosaurs. I just fell on the floor. Number 11, 1958. Trapped inside the Valley of Vines. You know how you could really mess with a T-Rex? Throw a football, see if you can catch it. Turok, Son of Stone. The 10-cent cover is number 12, 1958. I almost have this completed. What was the original run? 55 issues? 53 issues? 55 issues, I think. And I think I'm missing about 20, including the first appearance. But what I also have issue 56, an issue that was never ever published, but I have copies of the original art that a friend of mine, when I was living in Phoenix, he knew the guy who owned the original pages, and he made copies of them. And I don't know if he's made many copies of them, but Alan had these copies, and he knew I was a big Turok fan, so he gave me the copies of those pages for the last issue that was never published. So this is number 12, 1958. Number 16, 1959. Turok. And the Valiant, when it first came out, I really liked it, but then they brought him into the 21st century, and I said, okay, enough of that shit. It was Turok Dinosaur Hunter. And it was okay. The first few issues were okay. I think this is not Turok. Another 10-center from 1959. Number 17. 19 minutes? Holy crap, huh? Turok, number 18. 1960. It's that T-Rex again. Hey, you want to play some basketball? How do they scratch their heads? Turok, another 10-center, 1960, and number 20. Such cool. And the last one, number 22, from 1961. Cool. Number 22, 1961. Yep. And that is it. I really need to get organized. Well, that is it for this one. I always appreciate you people, everybody in the community. I know I haven't been really good at posting, but I have been watching, and I promise to catch up on everything. I don't know when, but I will. Appreciate every single one of you. Ever since the first day I started making videos, 11 years ago, 10 years ago. I mean, comic book videos. Always been around. Thank you. Next one will probably be some horror. Old horror, mid horror, new horror. And nothing beats old horror. EC. We all know who EC is. Famous Monsters. Famous Monsters of Filmland. I love all that shit. And maybe I'll start showing some records too. I pulled a whole bunch out. I've been sitting in here listening to them, putzing around. Maybe I'll show some vinyls on the next one. And until next time, as always, collect what you like and love what you collect.